Yes, here we are. Welcome, brothers and sisters. The time will come when Africans will write their own history, not the history that will be written from Brussels, Paris, Washington, or London. The history that will be written from our mother continent, Africa. As I speak to you now, my dear lovely family, brothers and sisters, Burkina Faso has inaugurated a book of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a book full of speeches made by the young revolutionary leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And this book will be led in schools to young people to learn how to be revolutionaries. You know, many years our stories are being spoken and written by others. At this time, we are saying we are going to write our own history. And this is what we are doing right now, my dear lovely family. So join with me in this video where we are going to dive deep into this segment of the book of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Here is a full story. Welcome.
Once upon a time, a young African leader stood before the world and delivered a prophecy. He said, "Africa will write its own history, and it will be, to the north and to the south of the Sahara, a history of glory and dignity." Those were the immortal words of Patrice Emery Lumumba, the first Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo. He was a man who believed, with every fiber of his being, that Africa's destiny belongs to Africans. And today, in the beating heart of West Africa, in the land of the upright people, Burkina Faso, that prophecy is no longer just a dream. It is becoming reality. Lumumba's vision was crystal clear. Africa must rise from the chains of colonial domination. He understood that the true war wasn't just about guns and armies. It was a battle for the mind, the soul, and the very story of Africa. He declared, "The day will come when history will have its say, but it will not be the history written in Brussels, Paris, Washington, or London. It will be written in Africa by Africans." Lumumba's words were like seeds. And though he was taken from this world far too soon, those seeds were buried deep in African soil, waiting for the right moment to grow. Today, they are sprouting through the courage of a new generation, men like Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. Fast forward to October 2022. A young officer barely in his 30s stands before his people. He is calm, determined, and utterly fearless. He declares that Burkina Faso will no longer kneel before foreign masters. The people saw in him the spirit of another legend, calling him the son of Thomas Sankara. But history will remember him as the one who rekindled Lumumba's fire. Under Captain Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso began a radical transformation. The nation started to reclaim its gold, arm its own youth for defense, build its roads, educate its people, and ignite a powerful sense of African consciousness. He didn't just speak, he led from the front. He didn't just make promises, he delivered tangible results. He inspired a generation across the entire continent, from Mali to Niger, from Namibia to Tanzania, to believe again that Africa can and must stand on its own 2 feet. 3 years have passed since that historic day. And now, on this 3rd anniversary of Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, something truly remarkable has happened. In Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso, a book has been unveiled. A book destined to echo through time. It is a compilation of all the speeches of Captain Traoré from the very day he took power. This book captures his vision, his warnings, his dreams, and his commands to his people and to all of Africa. The announcement was made by Captain Anderson Maida, the Chief of Staff of the Presidency, in a ceremony attended by the Minister of Communication and Culture and diplomats from across the world. This wasn't just a book launch. It was a declaration of history. The words of Traoré, once spoken on dusty fields and before soldiers, are now immortalized in ink, just as Lumumba's words were. This book is more than just a publication. It is a weapon of truth. For centuries, Africa's story has been written by outsiders, edited, twisted, and used to justify exploitation and control. But now, Africa is writing back. Every speech in that book is a chapter in the new African narrative. Every word is a torch of freedom. Every sentence reminds us that leadership is not about acquiring power for oneself. It is about pursuing a collective purpose. Captain Traoré once said, "Our gold must build our hospitals, our cotton must clothe our children, and our land must feed our people." These words don't just belong to the Burkinabè people, they are Pan-African. They resonate with every African child from the Cape to Cairo, from Dakar to Dar es Salaam. The Alliance of Sahel States, the AES, now stands as a living monument to Lumumba's dream. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, three nations once dismissed as fragile, are now writing their own laws, guarding their own borders, and forging their own shared future. They have replaced submission with solidarity. They have traded dependency for dignity. They have swapped fear for faith. This is not just politics. This is prophecy being fulfilled. It is the spirit of Lumumba walking again on African soil. This time, wearing military boots and holding a Pan-African flag high. Across the world, this movement has shaken the foundations of old powers. Some call it a rebellion, but Africans call it a rebirth. From Moscow to Havana, from Accra to Algiers, the message is spreading, and it is the same. Africa has risen. The publishing of Captain Traoré's speeches is a powerful symbol that our words matter, our voices matter, and our future will no longer be written for us in foreign tongues. Patrice Lumumba dreamed of this day, a day when Africa would no longer have to beg for validation from others, a day when an African child could stand tall and say, "This is our history, and we wrote it ourselves." And today, that day has come. From Lumumba to Sankara, from Nkrumah to Traoré, the torch of liberation has been passed. And Africa now walks in its own light. Africa will write its own history, and it will be a history of glory and dignity. Today, Lumumba smiles from the heavens, because Africa has finally begun to write. Thank you so much for watching. If this story inspires you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that celebrates the rise of a new Africa. Stay connected, stay informed, and stay proud.
Excerpt 1. Dr. Traore said, page 25. New Year's message. 2023 Salam 12/30 2022. Today we are here to share these moments with our brothers in arms and encourage them to move forward in this struggle. The encouraged mean that they must seek one knot of courage to continue. And where to look for this courage? I would say to all the fighters in this country, that courage, and we'll have it where they are located. Everywhere in the villages where they will pass. They can help you. They can watch in the eyes of children who bless them. These blessings are an inexhaustible source of courage that they must look for to continue this war, because these populations, their only hope for life are these fighters. Fatherland or death will overcome us. Captain Traore. Excerpt 2. Dr. Traore said, page 268 and 269. The 803 is the strike of the International Women's Rights Day. But I think that we should dedicate every day to the woman. We must celebrate this day more in the sense of the emancipation of women. It is therefore a question of this year to allow women to be autonomous through agriculture. Agricultural production is now one area we encourage strongly, as well as the transformation. And who better than the woman to carry this entrepreneurship and help transform locally? everything we produce. I think that through the emancipation of women, families will be better off, and our country will be better off. So, the message to all women in Burkina Faso and the whole world is that I encourage them to continue fighting. I support you in your emancipatory struggle. I talk to the woman farmer, rural or suburban areas, main actress of her own development, and to whom every other woman should identify himself for his bravery. Take the example on those who produce vegetables here in Zongo. They are fighters. They pass nights to watch over their arranged perimeter with the support of their husbands. It is not easy with all the difficulties related to insecurity, ats and the rambling of animals. I wish one good punctuation to all women, and that the fight that you lead for your emancipation can succeed. For my part, I will put all one work to allow you to achieve your goal, to emancipate you, in order to take full advantage of the fruits of your labor. Fatherland or death will overcome us. Hi, Traore. Thank you very much, Sonia.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, Africa.